And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Victoria 3, trying to finish up this run as the USA. Obviously we've got, because we're the United States, we've got all the prestige we could want. There we go. We're not quite big enough yet, I think, to cause other places to drop off of the prestige ladder. Yeah, the amount is 777, or 771 to drop from major to minor. Although we may be getting the level where great to really game. I'd like to see that game. Okay. One of our menus is not wanting to show itself right. What I was going to see is, and I can see it on this one, I suppose. What is the prestige point where it's drop below? It's 1543. Okay, so we're not at risk of knocking anyone completely out of the Great Power list. The lowest is the Ottoman Empire, and the Ottoman Empire is still got 2,000. But I need to get this queue filled with something. Got more gold mines to build? Yes. Are gold mines to build abroad? I guess we can build those too. There's maybe an argument that we should probably try to nationalize, if we think we could beat the British, to nationalize our industries to get them back from the British. It's because they've got, what? They've got... They own a full billion GDP worth of United States GDP. Yeah. They're basically the only one that owns anything, apparently. Fair enough. And then we own all over the place, although not very much in value, apparently. I think it only comes up to about 500,000. Or 500 million. So more nations own America than America owns other stuff. Oh, and the other thing I should queue up, or at least check to queue up, is do I need more power? And the answer is yes. Oh, the places that need it, and the places that don't. Fair enough. Almost got Manchuria back. Problem going on here is, yeah, we mostly occupy them, but we don't occupy a full state yet. That's about to change. I think as soon as we win that battle, yeah. As soon as we win that battle, we occupy a state, which means then they collapse. Okay, so I have rubber oil subsidized. Let's subsidize lead to help encourage migration to those states. secessionist plots. Yeah, we'll just let them be heard. They're either going to revolt or they're not. Is basically where we're at this point. Because they got enough radical supporters and the standard of living in the country, the area is too low, or they don't. It's kind of where we are. We haven't yet failed Council Republic, although we're probably pretty close. Could definitely do some more demand. So we take you up to 5. You're good. That's fine. And then you're ready for construction. So yeah, this is we've got the pull going at full speed, I think. I don't think it's a shortage of like industry anywhere. Or infrastructure. Well, maybe in other countries. Subsidize wood. So why don't you have any canning? Do canning. Okay. And we're just going to slowly start subsidizing more and more things, I think, to try and encourage people to move around on sort of a meta scale. Turn the coal on and stuff. Subsidize the coal. Because we need people to move to the mines. Less worried about the farms and stuff like that, but the mines. The resource stuff. The inputs. And then we probably need more electricity? Nope. Not really. Except for that one. Except for Alaska. A little bit in California. A couple there. Yeah. Yeah, we got people who need jobs, and we got jobs. They're not in the same place. And that's the problem we're at. Okay, I think we're gonna invade Korea. Okay, we'll just make them protectorate. Kind of as predicted, they say no. We massively outnumber them, so the fact that they're saying no is not enough to save them. And the game crashed. Okay, give me a moment, we'll get it back up. We'll have to load the autosave. That is the first time I have had a crash in a long time. I knew something was wrong when I didn't hear any more audio coming from the game. Waiting for the game to boot. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the YouTube video while we're waiting for it to boot. Okay, sorry YouTube. We're back in the game. Hopefully it doesn't crash again. And this may be an argument that it's time to start scaling down the construction, to be fair. I think we're subsidizing most of the RGO yields. And we can get them to where the production is, hopefully. Yeah, this would just be more... Well, trade coal for oil, but I actually arguably have more coal than I do oil. So that's probably not a good trade. And yeah, I think we're gonna accept that this one's not succeeding. Just as soon as we get Council for Republic. Might run it a little bit longer than that, in hopes that we get some of the later techs, military techs. Oh, I queued up oil turbine as well? I did, okay. Probably don't need oil turbine, because I don't really have the oil to run the oil turbine. Into military, and in here... we can go NCO training. Yeah, let's NCO, Army, military aviation hasn't spread to us by then, and then mobile armor. And then after that, we can run battleship, modern tactics. That will give us a bit, especially the tank production. Well, the tanks will give us more army production, which will help lower the negatives for abandoning this. Did our best. It's not going to be enough for the army, but it's going to be better than nothing. So 50-50. Succeed or we fail is I think where we are at the Council for Republic at this point. we succeed. We got ourselves a Red America, the United Syndicates of America. And requesting that we come to help them. Airplane production, aerial reconnaissance, mobile armor, okay. And Gabon is the state we took off of them earlier. So basically we're saying, hey, we want you to not want our state. Which I think is perfectly reasonable. Request for a war that I don't really want to care much about, but we got enough forces that we can overcare. An army for there, an army for there, an army for there. So the right click, which is doing here, is supposed to zoom me to the location. Is it doing that? No. That would be too nice sometimes. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the 4th front line? Or the 5th front line? This is 5 front lines in this war. Oh, the other one is the green one. That's right. Yeah, I've mobilized more forces to deal with France than France has forces, and I still could bring more in. Domestic and abroad rubber build and oil. I suppose after that is lead. Okay, that's enough from the construction queue for the moment. Get up to 26.1 standard living, so the standard living is nice and high. Oh, and the population growth is actually rising, because we are starting to deal with the unemployment. you're stabilized enough, I can go ahead and drag you back into the market. So, you're part of our market again. Another incredibly long dependent on us. Socialist Party, which is actually in decline. It's much weaker than it used to be. Silver Legion, Republican Legion, Democratic Legion, Free Trade Party, and the Know Nothing Party. Okay. Oh, and I suppose by going Council Republic, we have repealed the Second Amendment. Somehow. Fair enough. Okay, here's the Korean Protectorate over. War over. Wait. Wait. I got claim jacked. There's Protectorate under them now. Okay, that's a thing. Council elections. The workers are always right. Other voices should also be heard. Option available because at least it's enacted any right of assembly or protected speech, and there's not a worker party. Or there's not a worker party. Yeah, the workers are always right. Just empower those workers. No, you already had a front. You already had the Congo front. Congo HQ. I'd rather you be at the Congo front. Yeah, I think it's time to try to use the power of the taxation to fix the budget. Just a smidge. No, actually, moving to graduated taxation would not improve the taxes. It wouldn't necessarily make it that much worse. Unlike moving to more aggressive taxation, which would. Rally around the flag. Yeah. Okay, so what do we need to do to make the French actually lose? Liberate a place, liberate a place, liberate a place. Okay, so that's why there's stuff in North Africa. So the 3 places that are missing, I think, are all Tunisia, Constantine, and Corsica. So those are the objectives. Gotta occupy those places. To get the war to end. Socialist internationalism. Sure. Communists will be a little bit more common. Although we haven't really gone full communist, we've just gone Council Republic. So this is the workers run the democratic country that is the United States. And they've won the election. Who would have guessed? Condemn slavery? Yes, we must condemn it. Do a promotion. Sure. NCO training. At least upgrade everything to squad infantry. And of course, we have so many armies at this point. Here we go. And then increase the military power production, hopefully. Which means when we do finally give up on this, we'll be hopefully paying less of a penalty. Yeah, I'm big and scary, and no one wants to be my friend. Except for our one and only friend that's GB. We're probably the one person at this point we probably want to actually do something against that's in the big power club, because we'd like them to give our ownership back. They own quite a bit of American stuff. Did my no, the landing succeeded. Okay. Let's go. Did the landing fail? The landing succeeded. The landing succeeded. Okay, so this war might be ending soon. So we've reduced it from 3 objectives to land to 2. Trying to land those 2 now. And at this point, I'm just like, yeah, the private construction can do what it wants. Although, one thing I will pause, we'll check to see if we need any power. Electrical power, because it's pretty bad at remembering to build electrical power. The answer appears to be no. Well, not much. Then rails. Well, transport in particular. Again, not much. But yeah, if we successfully land these 2 places, the French will surrender, the war will be over. And the GDP, I think, is still slowly rising, although it's definitely rising a lot slower. The question here is, will we reach 4 billion GDP? We hit 4 billion GDP in the last run as the Great Qing, although that was on the previous major patch. That was on 1.11 something. So we'll see if we can do the same with America. I think we got more resources as China would have, but we got less people. So we're definitely more efficient with our people. Which probably makes sense when you've got, you know, more resources. Okay, so we landed... Oh. Uprising. Okay. So that means we've won. It's just a matter of time, and the French will surrender. Because they control none of their objectives, although... Can't collect one of those objectives ourselves, but... We occupy everything else, so... Just a matter of time. As soon as this war support goes below 0, the French will probably give up within short order. Interesting. So we're at the point where the private queue might actually... Yeah, they both want more infrastructure and more construction. So I can fix the infrastructure, and we can start to contemplate fixing the infrastructure problem, or the construction problem. Okay. That's probably not a good idea just to go around and do that everywhere. Oh, plus, and it's going to add explosives and stuff. Gotta be a little careful with doing that. You know what? I'm not going to be careful. I'm just going to do it. That may be a mistake. No, apparently didn't break too much. Although, maybe I need to check the power. Power would be where it'd be breaking things, I think. Yeah, power is where it's breaking things. Okay. And then we really want to push all that electricity probably to the top. So we're going to just alt and click until we don't see any more electricity at the bottom here. Many clicks. Nebraska. Forget where we started. Should actually have been a good thing to remember because it would make this quicker to. Well, wouldn't necessarily make it clearer. It would make me more understanding of when it's going to stop. And I swear there's stuff besides the power plants in this list. You were there when I put that in. Although, it might mostly be power plants. There we go. Bum, 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 bum. Twitch chat, first time Twitch chat says, now this is epic contact, me just holding the alt button and clicking lots. Yeah. In a way, this is how we make the line go up faster. We build all the power plants. And to be fair, I would not be surprised that actually was enough to get me up to 4 billion once it's all built. Upkeep cost of all the power plants is going up, yep. Okay, but have a bunch more of the power plants complete. Fireside chat. Oh, we'll take the authority. You know, that gave me less authority than I was expecting. Differences aside... Oh, I suppose if I want to make friends with the Russians, I should stop rivaling them. Same with the Ottomans. Oh, those my investment rights in German East Indies. Okay, so somehow the Germans got control of the East Indies. I think we got that one that was the Belgian East Indies? Or the Dutch East Indies? Well, it's not Dutch anymore. It's after concrete fortifications, we're going to have a mobile army. Which then means we're going to have to start making tanks for the mechanized infantry. Although that's the automobile industry, so we're making quite a few automobiles. Henry Ford will supply the army with plenty of tanks. Nope, the GDP is down to 3.8 now that we're not mobilized for war, I suppose. Anyway, one of the reasons I'm not like actively building myself is we're weirdly in the state of, I think just the world is oversupplied with most of the goods that we can make. And it's things like, yeah, we do well with having more rubber. Does the world have any more rubber? At least not in the parts we can trade with. Coal. There might actually be some more coal out there. But there's no domestic coal, right? We're at the point where it's like, well, we'd be down to export, or to... No, there is apparently actually some domestic coal. Okay, let's build the coal mine. The coal then. Although there's no employees where the coal is, but we can build it, we can subsidize it, so people hopefully move to those locations. And then I think I'm subsidizing the mines so that they hire until there's no one left to hire in the state, attracting people to move to the state, sort of thing. Nope. Got a revolt in Tibet. Yeah, now we're basically waiting for the private queue to try to build into the construction we have for it. Good shit. To be fair, may never do. Yeah, we've done a good job of getting the unemployed well under control. We're down to the point where we're at like 1% unemployment. Okay, next is mobile armor. Once we got the troops fully swapped over the mobile armor, we're gonna finally abandon this commitment. Although at that point we've hopefully minimized it enough. Oh, I need a third admiral to do that one. Let's get a third admiral. That's not too hard to do. Oh, and I have to be at peace. We'll be at peace pretty quickly, I think. Weapons of war. And all the people that were pissed off from going Council Republic are slowly calming down. We're making millions, and that's just like one tax level in surplus GDP because of how much we just move. I suppose I could subsidize the fishery industry. Much like the mines, it is where it is. And if they're not hired all the way up, we probably want them to encourage people to move to them. The whaling as well, for the similar reasons. I know just the man for the job. Back ice. 50% chance of onward, 50% chance of a bad thing. Okay. Just can't break the 4 billion mark here. Will complete if increasing your expedition points by gathering treasure as an expedition. Increasing country link. Lose points by increasing your infamy. Okay, so this one's just a weird one. It happens when it times out. So in 5 years, we'll succeed because we're over 100%. That's basically where we're at. Traveling souvenir. Production speed, society speed. Doesn't really matter because we got 1 tech left in both of them. This hut will stand the test of time. This hut need only last until our return. We'll say it stand the test of time. Promised that would give some progress. It did not. Okay. I suppose maybe it didn't survive the test of time. Do we need any power anywhere? Yeah, a couple there. Is it actually providing 6 per level? No, it's providing enough power. It would provide enough power. In fact, it's over providing power. It just has no workers. Fair enough. That's a problem. That's its local sort of problem, yeah. And the rest of them are good. There's even possibility the places here that are struggling because they don't got the workers, not because they actually have a sufficient levels, but well, you imagine that wouldn't be the case because these are subsidized, but yeah, I suspect it's because there's not enough workers there. Okay, we got 2 greener grass campaigns out. One is in Washington, D.C., which we probably want to leave there. The other one we can move. Where's the other one? The other one's in New York. Does New York really need it? Nah, it's got 200,000 unemployed. Whereas we know we need more workers in Alaska. So I'll put some greener grass campaign in Alaska. Try to get it moved over there. And there's an argument, and I think we're gonna acquiesce to the argument. It's time to move automobile consumption tax. We'll make less revenue that way, but okay. And the next question is, where else do I have more jobs than workers? There, apparently. Okay.